Yeah. So we are in course 5. As I said earlier, it's a small course. We have only 5 sprints. The first 2 sprint is about collection, including comparable comparator sorting interface. So let's get into third topic. Third, fourth, fifth is about advanced Java features. So the concepts which has been introduced to Java 8 and later versions. So let us begin. So this session is about optimizing the code using Lambda expression and functional interface. So what do you mean by the term optimizing the code?
Making it better or like more efficient.
More efficient,
more reusable.
more reusable. I have said this word many times. This is not the new word to you all. Try.
And reducing the lines of codes.
Reducing the number of lines of code. So if you take any problem statement, so if you take let's assume I want to get the solution. So I am using some 20 lines of programming code. The same has been tried by Hasib. So he returned with 15 lines of code. And the same has been tried with Saurav. He ended up with 10 lines of code. And again, one important thing is we need to achieve the objective. All of us should get the expected output and the logic should not be failed. In such situation, the company people will prefer Saurav's code, which is of only 10 lines. Reducing the number of lines of code, which is called as code optimization. We are gonna to do with the help of concept Lambda expression and by using the topic functional interface. Okay, Rishikesh, noted. It's time to think and tell. The administration of a particular school needs to perform the following operation on their students' data. Sort the names of all students in alphabetical order. Sort the students according to the total marks scored by them in descending order. So let's assume I have a student data. I want to sort the data based on name, alphabetical order, based on mark, descending order. Apart from that, I want to find the top 3 performers. Can we able to achieve these problems? Roshan, please be on time. This is not the first time.
Yes, ma'am. Sorry.
Guys, can we able to achieve these 3 tasks? Can we sort the names of students in alphabetical order?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Marks in descending order?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Top 3 performers.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
After sorting, if you get 0th index, first index and second index, we will get top 3 performers. 1 second. When I am into this comparable and comparator, no one arised me that can we do in descending order? No one arised this question to me. Have you got an idea of making the descending order in your comparable and comparator interface?
No, ma'am.
Then why you didn't arise this question? Where is your logical thinking?
Ma'am, while overriding, if we reverse the comparison and we can one for that case.
Very good. Correct. So listen. Let me execute nothing new. Whatever the application which I have tried yesterday morning, right? Yeah, these flight details. So I have 24 records in random as it is ordered. After some time, I have sorted these 24 records based on distance. Or what is this? Ascending order. So starting from 168, 45, you see here, till 13,589. Can I do a reverse from 13,011, 987? Is it possible with comparator? Yesterday I introduced comparable. I thought you will arise this question, or even though you not arise the question, you will get the logic. Is there any special way to do descending order?
Yes, ma'am. We have the reverse.
Both in comparable and comparator. When we use collection dot sort of my list, if it is comparable, it will go to the own data and it will override compare to. So when you change the symbol, if you want the first data to be greater than the second data, the only thing you need to do is either you change the return value or change the symbol. That's all. Likewise, whenever if you want to do descending order, what is that? In the alphabetical, in the descending order, you just compare from the past data, second data with first data. That's all. This is with respective to 2 city. O.2 compare to 2. That's all. It is not a big deal. I want to say that. See, the same data, but it is in reverse order. From 13,011, distance has been, the data has been displayed based on descending order of distance. Same thing is applicable for comparator interface, and this is applicable for alphabetical order also in reverse. All right. So everything is possible and nothing is new. Student's name in alphabetical order, mark in descending order, top 3 performer. Once if you have sorted in descending order, I can get whomsoever scored highest mark, index 0, index 1, index 2. It is possible. And how we are doing, the coding is in front of you. We will be creating a class. When we are using comparator, we will create a class. Please look into the syntax. We will create a class, name comparator. Assume like this is for name. Implements comparator. Comparator, we will create a new class of the type student. We will override compare method. If it is name, simply you use compare to method. If you use O1 dot get student compare to O2, you will get what is that? Order from A to Z. What we give alphabetical order in sorted form. The reverse form you can get when you swap O2 and O1. Nothing is new to us. And we will be creating mark comparable. Can you all able to recollect this? Wow. What we discussed here, collection demo. Same we have tried. You remember this? Comparator ID, name, sort. Same is there in your slide. Certain things needs to be registered. Initial stage you can refer later. So there is a minute difference between the code in the slide and my code. What is the difference?
Generic.
Correct. Oh my God, guys, please come along with me. Where are you? I am in one point and you are in another point. I created a comp employee name sort. They have created as name comparator. So what is the difference between the code in the slide and my code?
Generics data type.
Once if they added generics in 5th line, do we need to do an explicit casting?
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
Not required. So don't think that this is the only way. We have so many ways. You need to be familiar with the concept and the coding. Guys, listen carefully. This I have tried on Friday morning. Same code. I'm not introducing anything new. Usage of generics. Generics will helps in not to do an explicit casting. By default, the object which I am passing will be converted to the respective type. I did on that day without generics. If you want to do the same with generics, listen. I'm just come. Take time, analyze. So let us do a code with and without generics. If I use generics, I don't want to do an explicit conversion of this object to the type employee. So I am indicating my compiler that whatever the object I'm going to pass with my comparator method, compare, all the objects are considered as employee object. See here, when I introduce generics, automatically the compare method is generating two parameters, both are considered as employee object. Earlier, when you don't have generic, it will consider as only object type. I need to do a coding to do an appropriate type, object casting. This line is called as object casting. Object 1, I need to convert to employee object by using casting type. Like type casting, we have object casting. Take time, analyze the first block of code and second block. So generics will help us in not using the explicit object casting. Automatically, it will be taken the respective type. This is also valid. Instead of using the variable comp value, can I return directly? That is also possible. So Friday as well as yesterday, we used comparator and comparable with respective to method. We overrided and we have written the code to do sorting. And they just made a main class solution. Please look into the code. List of the type student, object name equal to new student of. So this is also possible. I cannot create object for my list interface directly. You can create object of parent with respective to child class reference. So my reference can be made with respective to array list as well as list. So we are creating list interface. We are adding object. See here, some 10, 12 objects. Please look into this line. Collections.sort. My list, comma, new name comparator of. I'm calling name comparator. So automatically my list will be sorted based on name. When I try to print the data, it will give the output in the form of name sorting. Here it is based on mark. So once it has been sorted based on mark, if you get 0th index, I will get the top scorer. 0th index will be stored with the highest mark, and the second highest mark, the third highest mark. We are in list. List will use index methodology. Nothing is new to us. Is that clear? Shall I continue with next?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Deepesh, Harsh, Chitresh, is that clear? The code which is in front of you?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
You familiar with this code? Just think about the number of lines of code. So if you take yesterday's program, Friday demo, so think about number of lines of code which I have used. Any possibility reducing the length of the code? What about the flow of the program? Yeah, little bit high. So anyone, if they want to analyze, they need to go from here to name comparator and then here mark comparator. So we need to go to name comparator class, here mark comparator class, and based on that sorting will happen. So if you take the program flow, it's lengthy. Can I make the program more concise and readable? It is possible with the help of lambda expression. So I'm going to reduce the number of lines of code. Length of the code can be reduced with the help of lambda expression. In this session, we will be discussing about lambda expression. We have two types of lambda, expression lambda and block lambda. And lambda will come along with functional interface. Let's explore in detail. The word is new to you all, so listen carefully. Lambdas are essentially anonymous function that can be passed and written from other functions. So the word, have you remember the word anonymous?
Height.
Known. Source is unknown.
Do we came across with the term anonymous so far?
No, ma'am.
Think and answer me. Do we came across with the word anonymous with any of the topic?
Ma'am, is it abstract?
Abstract. No, dear. Along with silent mode, do you people have activated anything called as forget mode? You will forget the concepts then and there. No one. I have nearly 35 participants.
Trying, ma'am.
What, Harshit?
Ma'am, trying to recall.
Recollect it. I'm giving enough time. I want this to recollect. So crucial. What? This folder, did I created for any other wave or any other set of students? No. Hardly. We are in May. Some 15, 16 days back. I have introduced something called as wrapper class and inner classes.
Yeah, yes, ma'am.